if you had to pick and you had no choice between George Clooney or Batfleck, which one would you pick?
If I had to choose between George Clooney
or
and
Ben
Affleck.
Yeah. Oh, this is interesting. I need to know this. I need to know this.
The spite in my heart is so great that I will pick.
Yeah.
So what made you don the hair today?
Don this hair?
Yeah.
Because I was tired of being basic.
That's short hair is basic? Come on, man.
No, it's not that short hair is basic. It's that my version is basic because I just roll out of bed, take off my do-rag, and go. So
that seems like an easy life to me.
I mean, yeah, but I just felt, I have so many different wigs, and so I just use, I cycle through them as I feel necessary. I'll dye my hair, I'll cut all my hair off. Now I'm trying to grow it out, but I guarantee you maybe in another 3 weeks I'll cut it off. It's like a vicious cycle.
Like a knee-jerk reaction. I know a lot of people like that. It's like, 1 minute, it's like, I just decided to shave it all off today. What?
Yeah.
Why? But it's one of the reasons is it's too freaking hot. That's one of the reasons. Like they cut their hair, and then they're like, I'm gonna get locks, but I'm gonna shave it off again. I'm tired of messing with it. But you got an easy life though. Take the do-rag off and book it. That's it.
Not easy because I actually have a 5 head, so I have to be strategic. Ow. You understand? My best friend, that is whenever she trying to clown me, that is the first thing that she goes for. She talks about my forehead, and I'm just like,
oh, that's tragic. That's tragic. But that's a true friend though. A true friend is gonna roast you. That's what's going. Yep. That's what it is. And speaking of roasting, man, people are torpedoing this Flash movie since it came out last weekend. It's
really?
Yes, they are torpedoing this movie. It's crazy, but it's got a 95% audience score. When people see.
Are they torpedoing the movie because of Miller or because they think it's okay?
I'm almost 90% sure it has something to do with Miller, right? Mm-hmm. So the budget was like $200 million. And over the weekend, Father's Day, Juneteenth weekend, they made 134. So they didn't even go. They didn't even make budget at this point. But I also correlate Father's Day weekend and Juneteenth weekend. Everybody's outside. We finally got some nice weather.
Yeah.
And everybody's outside. So I'm like, you know what? Let's give it another week. So then I go into these other blurred groups, and there's this movie was trash, and Michael Keaton couldn't save this movie, this, that, and the third. And I was like, I think you saying this movie is trash because it's the popular thing to do. That's because I went to go see it. No spoilers, but I went to go see it, and the movie to me is definitely top three live action DC movie. Definitely top 3. Okay, so level with me. Stop me when I'm wrong. So Ezra Miller is a menace for one. So I mean, he's a dirtbag. But I feel like when you look at the contractual obligations, and you can't just recast them like that, especially when you already filmed the movie for the most part. And also, I feel like in some cases it's selective outrage in a way, because how many movies that we praise that has problematic actors or actresses in it?
Oh, so many.
A lot, right? Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, I mean,
hey now, hey.
I'm just saying. I mean, obviously he cleaned himself up way before
he did a complete
overturn.
Yep.
I'm not saying Ezra should stay in there, but I feel like with Michael Keaton and some of the other special guest appearances and cameos that's in this movie, I feel like it's doing a discredit to them or the other people that worked hard for this movie. Because honestly, I went to see the Flash because of Michael Keaton. That was my reason. That will forever be my reason. For Michael Keaton, whether or not Ezra did anything bad or not, Michael Keaton was my sole reason on watching it. So
yeah.
And he did a phenomenal job, by the way.
Like when I remember when they were first talking about the movie, even before he had signed on, and I think that there were like a couple of promotional clips or whatever that featured Ben Affleck, and I was just like, I don't like him as Batman.
Oh, but you still, the Batfleck hate, man. The Batfleck hate.
No, he is not my Batman.
Why
not my Batman. No.
Why do you hate this man? Why do you hate him so much?
I can't really I just don't envision him when I think of Batman or Bruce Wayne.
So either or, not neither
either
one.
Either or.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so if you had to pick and you had no choice between George Clooney or Batfleck, which one would you pick?
If I had to choose between George Clooney
or
and Ben Affleck.
Yeah. Oh, this is interesting. I need to know this. I need to know this.
The spite in my heart is so great that I will pick George Clooney.
Oh my God.
I don't like I do not like it. Okay, so George Clooney, there's different versions of the Joker that each actor who has portrayed it, brings to the role. It's the same thing with Batman.
Yeah.
George Clooney was definitely, I feel, along the more comedic type campy Batman, but that's how the movies were when he was in them.
Right.
He was, was he the... So
Batman and Robin?
Val Kilmer and then George Clooney, right?
Yeah. Yep. Val Kilmer
and then
Clooney.
So Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones, that was Val Kilmer, right?
Yep.
Okay. That was super campy. Oh my God. But
it was campy, but not as campy as Batman and Robin, though. Batman and Robin you had a Batman credit card.
You don't think it was as campy?
Vievo.
I don't know. They're like right here for me in terms of like, this is crazy.
They had a Batman credit card in Batman and Robin. And they literally said, never leave home without it. They literally say that. And they publicly did a fundraiser. Like a public fundraiser. Oh, here's Batman and Robin. And then Poison Ivy shows up, and I was like, yeah, this some 1960s stuff right
but
here.
It was entertaining though. It was entertaining. I don't know why I don't like, and it might just be because I disliked the Batman vs Superman movie so much. Like I remember seeing it in the theater and I was pissed off the entire time.
I damn near took a nap.
Jesse Eisenberg was in a scene, I was like, get him off the screen. Why is he here? Why did you cast him?
Like, remove him now.
Like, who told him that this version of Lex Luthor was like a good idea? Because he was straight copying Heath Ledger. Like it was so bad. I was just like, that's not how Lex Luthor is. You're making him seem like he was putting a Heath Ledger spin on the character of Lex Luthor, and the Joker and Lex Luthor, while both are equally crazy, they're different types of crazy.
Of course, yeah.
And he was just like rolling, I was so irritated.
So like with Batman versus Superman, I remember vividly. I went to the movies to see it, and I'm like, damn, this movie is long as fuck. And so I dozed off just a little. I'm not even gonna lie. That's the first time I ever slightly dozed off in the movie. And I was like, yo, what did I just do this? Like, I was shocked at myself because I'm going to see a superhero movie, right? So I saw the Ultimate Edition, and the Ultimate Edition is like way better. Explains a lot more, yada. But also knowing how multiversal the DC universe is, I took it as that because, okay, this is an alternative version of Lex Luthor. This is an alternative version of Batman, yada, yada, yada. This Batman actually kills people. So, I mean, I knew he blew some people up. I knew some people just did not get saved.
My thing is like, you shouldn't have to have an alternate version of a movie for it to be good. Like, it should just be good from jump.
Yeah.
Like, no there doubt. Shouldn't be an extended cut, an Ultimate Edition, Snyder Cut, whatever. It should just be good from jump. Like, I don't want to go back and have to sit like Justice League. Yeah. I was so turned off by a Batman versus Superman that I refused. People were lucky that I actually went and watched. Like, I went with them to go watch the first Wonder Woman movie,
which was good, by the way.
It was good, but it wasn't as good as they were making it seem.
They
were making it seem like it was groundbreaking, like Jesus came back to the earth. Oh my God, in the form of Wonder Woman, and I was like, it's not really like.
Nah. I mean, it was good, right? It was better than most. I'll say it like that.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely. I don't think so. The Christopher Nolan Batman movies were all great.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I really did enjoy. Which Suicide Squad did I like more?
The Suicide Squad. With the Elba.
I like the Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm. However, there is an Ayer cut that we will never ever see the light of day. But yeah, I think with the Snyder cut, that was a legitimate thing because he left because he had like some tragedy happen. But George Clooney wasn't a bad Bruce Wayne.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't a bad Bruce Wayne.
Because he has that, like, he had George Clooney as a playboy.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. And I think that not Matt Damon. Ooh, I'm getting all them mixed up.
Matt Damon.
Well, I mean, Ben Affleck. I mean, what was the name of it? What was the name of their group? It was like the new version Rat Pack or something.
Ocean's 11?
No, I mean, like, it was a group of actors.
Oh.
Like, they were basically like, are they part of the Brat Pack? Is that what it's called?
Don't make me lie. I gotta Google it.
I can't remember.
I gotta Google it now.
And I could be completely wrong. That's not what they're called. I know there is a Brat Pack. I just don't remember all the actors that are a part of it. It might have been before Ben Affleck time.
Yeah, the Brat Pack was before because
okay.
It was Emilio Estevez, Anthony Michael.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And Corey Feldman, all of it. Okay, so then scratch that.
Judd Nelson. And unofficial was Tom Cruise and Robert Downey Jr.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. It's just, I'm just not a fan of him being Batman. Like, I'm just not a fan of him being Batman.
That's understandable. You know what? I'm going to give Batman and Robin. Okay. I hated Batman and Robin because of the campiness, but I respect Batman and Robin for the campiness, if that makes sense. Because I used to watch, the old series, and it reminded me of that. So I was like, I get what it was trying to do. And Batman Forever, I really did like the suit for Batman Forever, and like Jim Carrey killed it. Like, to me, like, he killed it.
Yeah, he did.
Like, he was definitely the highlight of that.
Yeah,
movie.
But I heard that he pissed off Tommy Lee Jones.
I believe it. I believe it.
He did not like him, and like, he just did not like him. But
I heard there was like a director's cut or something of Batman Forever. Like, this like, it's longer, like a longer storyline of Two-Face, and it's out somewhere. And I don't know if it's supposed to be released or not, but I did hear it was like a longer version of Batman Forever, like a deeper version of it.
I would watch it.
I would. I got love and respect for Batman Forever. I mean, Ben Affleck wasn't that bad to me. I'm just saying he wasn't that bad to me.
If you were to choose somebody else to be Batman in the newest movies, who would you pick?
Ooh, Jesus.
Put you on the spot.
Damn. Whew. Wow. You know what? No, I have said this. I am completely okay with Michael Keaton still being Batman, because I am completely and utterly okay with that. And what
playing
he did
an aging Batman.
Yeah, and what he did in The Flash just proves that he should stay as Batman. It's like it was just that good. It really was, especially his intro.
Interesting if they decide to actually bring Batman Unlimited to the big screen.
Oh, you mean like talking about Beyond?
Beyond. Why did I say Unlimited? Oh, I'm thinking of something else. No, Batman Beyond. Yeah,
Batman Beyond. Yeah, with Terry McGinnis. Ashley, I would really like that. I mean, that'd be a good storyline, especially with Michael Keaton passing the mantle over, to someone like that. But how Gotham is in the movie, I can't tell you. But it makes sense though.
Well, did you watch the show Gotham?
Yes. Now, I still got to go back because there's some parts that I missed, but I know what happens at the end. But Gotham was phenomenal. Gotham was really, really good.
So I'm in the last season right now. Like I binged watched like season 1 through 4, and for whatever reason, I think school, whatever, and so I had to stop. But I'm now in a little bit ways into season 5, and that's probably my favorite DC live action TV show to date. Like, and it's not even like, I mean, it's to a certain extent a Batman origin story, but then it's also a villain origin story for all of the major villains. I feel like they focus more on the villains than they do on actual.
They really did, especially with Penguin and Fish and Firefly and Joker. Well, their version of the Joker and stuff like that. I mean, I really did like Gotham.
He was great. What is his name? The actor, is it Cameron Monaghan?
Yeah, I always know him as Ian from Shameless.
Yeah, Shameless.
Yeah,
he did a phenomenal job. Like in terms of like Joker, I know that he wasn't officially titled or called the Joker. Well, I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it, but when you first are introduced to his character, he isn't necessarily he's not the Joker.
Right.
But he does say that the Joker is an idea.
Yeah.
Big brain.
It's an idea. It's a state of mind.
Yeah. So I would rank his initial portrayal of that character up there with Heath Ledger.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, speaking of other performances, June was like jam-packed with movies, right? You had Transformers, you had Across the Spider-Verse, saw both of those. Both of those was good. Already? It did. It came out before Flash did. But maybe like a week or two before Flash did. Like June is lit with movies. You understand?
Yeah.
I'm putting it like this. Regal Cinemas has pissed me off so much. And every time I walked up in there, they don't have cherry icy on deck because it's still like circling. It's like, I'm like, bro, what's going on? And it has limited food. And I was like, bro, what is happening?
See, that's why you got to go catch the matinees when nobody's there.
That was the matinee. That's the point. Yeah. that was the matinee. That's all I can't. So when I went to go see Transformers, right? All I wanted was pizza. That's it. And like, oh, well, what you want, pepperoni or cheese? I'm like, it don't even matter. He said, let me go back and see if we got some. Mouth is fixed for this pizza. Came back, yeah, we ran out. I'm like, Y'all got no cherry icy. Y'all ain't got no pizza, man. What is going on,
I've
man?
been like, hold up, I'm gonna go to Domino's. I'll be right back. Y'all better let me back into this movie
Easily.
theater
I
since
was
you
like,
can't even
yo.
provide the food that I'm paying for.
And he told me, he was like, yeah, because of the amount of movies that's dropping in June, we have an overabundance of people. That is a good problem to have, because you got people legitimately coming to the movies and buying up all the concession stand food. So I'm like, all right, that makes sense. I was slightly annoyed, but when I went to go see Transformers, which was very, very good, I feel like this is what it should have started with. Anybody I introduce Transformers to, start with Bumblebee and then go to Rise of the Beast. Don't watch all the other stuff. Don't do that.
So did this movie take place before, after Bumblebee, but did it take place before? Where is it in the timeline, I guess?
It's set in 1994 in Brooklyn. So the soundtrack is fire, by the way. It started off with Wu-Tang. That's how the movie started. But it's, so from what I understood, it is before the very first movie that we was introduced to, the Michael Bay. So it is before that.
Okay.
But it's after Bumblebee. In my opinion, you could just erase those movies from existence, honestly. I'm like, we don't need to see that. The one with Tyrese in it and all that. With Shia LaBeouf, don't really see it. Because after Bumblebee, and especially after you see Rise of the Beast, you kind of want to forget about all those other movies. And especially the last 5 minutes.
The last 5 what?
The last 5 minutes. The last 5 minutes before they roll those credits. That was that nice little cherry on top of some vanilla ice cream with some sprinkles on top with chocolate syrup. That's what that was. That was good stuff right there. I'm just saying. Now, also, now I know Xbox had this showcase, right?
Yep.
And there's 2 games I'm actually excited for. One would think Starfield would be, not necessarily. Star Wars Outlaws caught my attention immediately because I always wanted a Star Wars game like this. Because any Star Wars game we got was about Jedi and Sith. It was that, which we don't hate it at all, right?
Right.
But what about the other people? What about the Outlaws? What about, the Junkers, the Han Solos of the Star Wars universe, not the bounty hunters? What about them? And I watched the trailer to that, and I was like, yeah, I'm copping. That's an easy cop. That, and there was another one where it's called South of something, but I can tell it was blackety black. I can tell because it was a guy. He was just sitting on the creek playing, but he was singing the blues. Obviously, he was black, but it seemed like he was undead or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then, this young lady walks up and she was asking him questions like, hey, this is my end of the bargain. What I'm looking for this. And she's looking for something supernatural, but it was a monster. And it kind of just creeped up behind her. And then she just did this kind of move and it just kind of fade to black. And I was like, I just kind of want to see the gameplay here. So those are 2 games I'm really excited about though, for sure.
Well, there were so many different showcases that happened within the last 2 weeks. So I am interested and intrigued by the Lies of P. So I was getting Bloodborne vibes from it. A little. I maybe it was just the atmosphere and the character movement. But it looked interesting. The way I know that they talked in depth about the actual gameplay itself and how you can the weapons are super customizable, which I thought was a little bit confusing, but the gameplay looks really cool.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind checking that. Actually, you know what? I think there's a beta that's open or there's a demo that's available. And then the other one, what was the name of the other one that I liked? See, now I gotta go
Lies
back.
of P. Lies of P. If it reminds you of Bloodborne, that's kind of like the Dark Souls-ish difficulty. And Bloodborne was kind of something similar to Dark Souls.
Yeah.
You have died.
And I like the concept that it's like a loose retelling of the story of Pinocchio.
Oh, speaking of fairy tales, Fable. I did see that trailer for Fable, right? And I was like,
Fable 2?
It was just called Fable.
They redid it. Because I remember when back in the day when I think Fable used to be like one of those like it was in the game, it was like in the package when you bought your Xbox. Like it was one of those games that you could get. Mm-hmm. I remember playing a little bit of it in the past, but I don't really remember getting into it.
Yeah, me neither. I was never a Fable type of person because I think by the time no. Fable came out for original Xbox, didn't it?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. I don't know why I didn't pick that up because Xbox wasn't really known for RPGs, and it didn't really capture my attention. I think some other stuff on Xbox captured my attention, like Project Gotham, Fusion Frenzy.
The only reason why I got an Xbox was to play Halo initially. That was the only reason why I got it.
Halo 2, LAN parties. Put those big ass, long ass LAN cables across the hall, any college campus. Like, let me tell you, so I was never a traditional college student. So I was going to school and work at the same time. But where my first apartment was, I lived across the street from Francis Marion. Mm-hmm. So most of my friends was in Francis Marion. So I used to go across the street and we have these LAN parties. And you ought to know how college dorms are. It's like literally you saw wires and wires of LAN cables, like just it's like 2 LAN cables in this room and then split off and 2 in across the hall and then 1 down here and the door is wide open, right? We just like cussing each other out.
I will say that I didn't have the opportunity to live in a co-ed dorm. Mm-hmm. My dad made me and my sister live in a private all-girls dorm that had tea parties on Fridays. And we had our own waitresses.
Whoa, hey, hold up. hold up. You threw me off here. What's the name of the school again? And y'all had waitresses?
So I went to University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, go blue.
Uh-huh.
And I lived in the Martha Cook dorm. It was like the epitome of bouginess.
So you literally had a maid cafe?
No, it wasn't a maid cafe. I mean, like, you could be a waitress there. Like, it wasn't like you go into a regular dorm cafeteria and you walk up and it's a buffet style and you get what you want. We had like waitresses that took our orders and then put them in and then brought us the food back. Wow. It was like a sit-down restaurant, basically.
Dang, man, that's really is bougie. That's really bougie. I never heard of a college campus that had waitresses. That's wild.
It was nice. The plus about it was that our dorm rooms were slightly bigger than the standard dorm rooms at the other, and it wasn't the only all girls dorm. I think it was the only private one. Like, you had to go through a separate application process for it. And so, I mean, there was at least 2, Helen Newberry and Betsy Barber were 2 other all-girl dorms. And I think there might have been one more, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But, yeah, but I was always at my friends. They were at South Quad or West Quad. That's where all the athletes were. So, but we also had curfew.
Yeah, listen. If you got waitresses, I know for damn sure you got some curfew out here.
Yeah, I remember one time I was so my high school friend, I got her to go to U of M, and she was like a year younger than me, and so I also got her to come and live in the dorm with me. She was my roommate for like a year, and I remember she was braiding. She had some guys come over because she was like one of the on-campus braiders.
Yeah.
And so it was so late, but she was doing their hair, and then we all fell asleep, And I was like, oh, you know, I have an early morning 8 o'clock class. And so, you know, they were just going to walk out with me. So I was like, well, we have a curfew. So let's go to the basement and go out the side door because nobody's up that early. Well, just my luck. We go down on like the service elevator or whatever, walking through the basement hallway to get to the side door. And who do I run into but the office manager?
I thought you were going to say your dad.
No.
I was like, holy shit.
No. So the office manager went and told the dorm mother, who my dad made sure to have a really good relationship with. So let me tell you, when I got back from class, why was she waiting? She was waiting at the front door for me.
Oh, man, we had to hit you with that cliffhanger, right? We had to leave you wanting more. But seriously, if you like today's show, do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you will get notified on all of our updates on all of our shows, whether it's live shows or our regular videos or even our shorts or all else in between. Do not forget to leave a comment. And hey, check out our Orange Phoenix gear, from our apparel to just straight up gear, from watches, gift boxes, you name it. We got it in the description below. Do not forget to click those links. Do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button and tune in for our next show, for our continuation of the Orange Phoenix Show. Till next time.